Look, I opened this jar of rotten baby food, and well, a butterfly came out.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Figured that one out.
Um,
Okay, good.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you don't?
Maybe
Okay.
you can tell me about that more.
No, I'm just trying to figure something out here. I don't know. I don't know if that's where it could go. Welcome to the Comedians in Elevators podcast. I've got my guest Nina Vito. Nina, say hi, introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Nina Vito, and I've been pursuing acting my majority of my lifetime. I lived in Los Angeles for about 9 years. Last year, for a year now, I've been in Europe, in Belgrade actually. And
Okay.
it's a quite different experience than being in United States. I'm not doing much of acting, but I've been singing in a band for about like half of a year. So
Very
that was
cool.
something. I do
Very
miss Los
cool.
Angeles so much, I have to say, in acting, and I cannot wait to come back.
Well, there's going to be some tax benefits and things changing. Hopefully, it'll make making movies a lot easier. So that's part of what we're doing here, right? So you ready to get started?
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right. Listen, to my regular listeners, I know you don't like when at the beginning of these conversations I ask you to subscribe. None of us like it. I don't like saying it. I don't like it being in here. But it's frustrating. You know what else is frustrating? It's also frustrating when I look in the back end of the YouTube channel and I see that 56% of you that watch frequently haven't yet subscribed. And I know this because I see it in the comments section. You say things like, I didn't know I didn't subscribe. And that's actually what fuels the show. Basically, it's like you're making a donation to the show. So that's why I ask all the time, because it enables us to build and build and build. And we're going for the long term here. Hit the subscribe button and we'll continue to build this show for you. That's my promise. Thank you to all you guys that do subscribe. It means the world to me. So the whole point of the podcast is to compare and contrast the comic versus the comedian. So I define the comic as any person telling funny jokes versus the comedian who's a funny person telling any jokes. So Nina, would you agree that you start as a comic and evolve into a comedian? What a stupid question.
Um, I could say that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So how about the role of persona in comedy? So how much of the comedian's voice is a character versus their real self?
Um, well, I have to say that I found the most of comic like in my regular life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I was in Los Angeles, I was going to some, improv classes, and I was part of the Groundlings, and I was going to a Laugh Factory and comedy store, and all these things, and just watching how professionals are doing it. And I was always thinking, how they're finding inspiration for all their work. But then eventually I figured that, you just have to kind of like live the life and find the comedy in most of the things.
FYI, The
So
That's right. Groundlings is an
I don't know.
American
Living the
life. Well, you got to Improvisational live and the life. sketch comedy So have you done troupe stand up? based in California, Los Angeles, with the
Um,
format influenced by
Not in
Viola
public.
Spolin.
I've never
Okay.
done that. I have to say, I have one of my biggest regrets that I actually a couple of years ago I was invited to audition for Saturday Night Live, since I was the Groundlings alumni. So due to some bad life circumstances, I missed that audition, and I will never forgive that to myself.
Yeah.
So I've never done that. I have to say, yeah, I've never done. No, I never did anything like in public, but I do it in my life. I just I think I'm entertaining people around me, not even knowing that often. But I don't know. People seem to have a lot of laughs, so I guess maybe I should be doing that in public one day.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when you come back to LA, we can get started on doing stand up. That's always the way to just jump right in, right?
I would love that. I would definitely love that.
All right. So, how about punching up versus punching down? So, where do comics versus comedians stand on this? So, let me put in some historical context. Did a
Okay.
jealous medieval prince become the first comedian by killing the court jester? Beady, 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 beady.
Oh God, I hope not.
Did this happen? Is this a historical fact?
I assume that it is.
Okay.
People,
So,
yeah, they used to kill a lot of people back then, so I guess that's truth, right?
well, that part is, but I don't know about how the medieval prince felt about it. Would you say that the audience's agreement with this comedian is a form of permission or alignment?
Alignment.
Alignment. Okay, so you see it as a polarity. Like if you start, you may have alignment first. You don't need permission. But if you don't have alignment, do you seek permission?
Oh, I guess you should, but many people don't. So,
Ah. So what would you do? Would you seek permission if you don't have alignment, or you just keep trucking along?
um, I'd probably keep going. I'll
Okay.
just go with the flow. I'll follow my instinct as long as I have it.
That's right. All right. So cultural translation of comedy. So how do jokes that work in one country bomb in another?
Um, well, I really think that you need to live in certain environment to understand jokes. I
Mhm.
myself had that experience when I moved to the States and I was going to comedy shows in the beginning. I have to say that I didn't quite get all the jokes, even though if I perfectly understood English, so it wasn't like a language barrier. I just didn't get it, Some
Well,
things
did other
like I
people
didn't get
laugh?
it.
Was it funny?
Americans did laugh.
Okay.
And people who lived, I guess in the States for a long, or in Los Angeles in particular. But then, so at some point, I remember I went there first like in 2015. So, I was laughing, but let's say like 30% I would get, 70% of jokes I really wouldn't get. And then
Right.
after like a year or two, it was kind of like 50-50. And then after like 3 years, I started understanding more and more, and then I really loved it. So I
Ah.
really think that you need to definitely live in certain environment to get the joke, because
What about just
yeah.
showing up? Isn't part of the reason why you go to a comedy club is to laugh? So you're just going to laugh even if it's not funny?
Um, well, I don't know. Sometimes I would laugh because other people would make me laugh. I feel like is it's definitely
Contagious?
laughs when laugh starts spreading around. Some people are so funny when they laugh that you naturally start laughing even when something it's not really funny or you don't get it.
Right.
So I have to say that sometimes I did laugh sometimes even if I wouldn't get the joke just because um uh yeah,
Peer
just
pressure.
the
That's what it
other
was. It was peer
people.
pressure. You submitted to peer
Yeah.
pressure. You because everyone else. It's like a yawn, very contagious. All right. How about crowd work versus crafted work? So if comics riff like influencers in the comments section and comedians perform like in reaction videos, where's the sweet spot?
Well,
It's a tough question.
yes. I need to like think for a bit.
Okay.
Can
Well,
you repeat it again? Let me
well,
see. Let me.
sure. No, I understand. It's a tricky. So what happens when a comic leans too much into crowd work?
Well, I think it's good when people engage. Definitely, it's definitely better. It's way better energy if you have like a good feedback. So I think that's a positive thing to do. And I think they're quite often they're doing it. I don't know. I'm not comedian. I don't know how they're preparing themselves, but I feel like if they're having like a positive feedback, I mean. I would think like if I'm singing something and like people really like that song, I might like sing it longer or repeat that song again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do. So I'm pretty much sure that, they kind of like feel the energy, and if they lean towards the audience and, follow what the crowd is kind of like wanting to feel and feeling it,
Mm-hmm.
they probably yeah, they probably keep up with that. Because you need to entertain people. That's why you're there.
Absolutely. So what about when a comedian gets heckled?
I'm pretty much sure they know how to get away with things, and we never really figured that out. Us
Oh,
as audience, yeah.
okay.
I
Okay. Well, why don't we test it right now? Why don't I heckle you a little bit about being an actor? How about that? Fair enough. Should I give it a shot?
oh, sure.
The only reason, the only thing I can heckle you about is the fact that you're dressed in black, which is a typical neutral thing to do as an actor, right? Because you can portray any character, and your background is is like perfect to accentuate what you're wearing, right? And so it's also very neutral. So it's not like a negative heckle. It's more like you're actually doing exactly what I would expect any actor to do. So it's like, are you being stereotypical or are you being unique?
Um, do you want me to be honest, or you want me to
Yes,
kind of like
I'm
make up a
heckling you.
story?
I'm heckling you right now. Like I'm poking at you.
I'm actually working right now in the law office, which is my side job.
Okay.
As I'm pursuing my acting dream, I am working in the office aside. So since we have a bit of kind of like a time difference between I mean it's like 9 hours. I think you're like 9 hours is the difference. So basically, I just came back from the office, and here in Europe, winter it's already starting, so it's kind of like dark outside. My walls are white, which is, kind of like
Are
a
they?
regular thing.
Wait a minute. The wall behind you right now is white.
Well, it looks a little bit yellow because of the lightning, and as I said, outside it's already night. It's dark here,
All
so
right.
if we spoke the daytime, it would be white. And this is, by the way, this is not black. This is navy blue,
Ah,
but
see, there we go. Right. So basically, I'm an idiot. Your background's not
no,
yellow.
it's just a
Your
different
shirt's not.
lightning.
There we go. All
And
right. That's
yeah,
well, you were very kind about it. You should have punched back harder, but yeah,
I
because
should
you
have
were
made
right.
it
I
this
was
way.
wrong, right? Okay, so very important question. Advertising and self-promotion. Who advertises themselves more? The comic, the comedian, or the magician? You know that place where you're not conscious and you're not sleeping either? That's your power bill to the electric company. Right here. I want us to be here with free energy, where the Wardenclyffe Tower meets the Eiffel Tower. But that's not where we are. We are here, where you've got the utility and you've got residential solar. Between these two, we know which one saves you money. This is where we can go in the meantime. But this is where I want us to be now, and this can be done now. So let me deputize you to represent DOSE, Department of Solar Efficiency, and let's get on the podcast and get the message out today. See you soon.
Hmm, that's a tough question. I think that magician does not need an advertisement for sure. Um, a comedian, probably if he's trying to sell tickets, yeah, he needs some good PR or something. And a comic person, I mean, I think that other people are probably doing, mouth to mouth marketing probably for that person. So,
Mouth to mouth
yeah.
marketing. What kind of marketing is
I
this
mean, probably
exactly?
people talk, when somebody
Oh,
is
okay.
is comic, probably people are just, spreading around,
Spreading around the mouth to
those
mouth
stories.
marketing? This is
I mean,
good.
making like mouth-to-mouth marketing about person who's comic, I guess. I don't know. That's how I see it.
Well, you know what's happening right now, right? I'm taking notes.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought
Mouth
you were
mouth to mouth.
recording, so
We are recording, but I'm gonna edit it later. Mouth to mouth marketing. It's spreading around like what? Seriously, bro, get your mind out of the gutter. Thank you.
like when
Never mind. Never mind. Okay, let's
oh,
move on to the. I'm messing with you hard. That's it. All right. So who
I'm like,
survives better?
did I learn that really? Did I learn that right? I mean, because I studied that in economy. Whatever.
It's not, look, I'm still heckling a little bit, but it is funny. Mouth to mouth marketing. I mean, obviously, you're, working on the homonyms. So,
Humana, humana,
all right.
humana.
So we'll move on to the next question. So, timing and delivery. So, do comics rely more on structure and comedians more on timing and delivery or rhythm and emotion?
Comedians definitely, yes, I think so. I think it's definitely like it's a craft. You probably have to practice it, and make it happen. So it's probably something like working in a theater. I don't know. I'm not a comedian, but I bet that, they probably, write jokes, rehearse. It's like being in a theater. You're like having a monologue,
Mm.
like a
I
joke
just,
monologue.
right. So I'm just going to touch back. Can you imagine mouth to mouth marketing is the way that zombies spread their message? All right. All right. All right. All right. Figured that one out.
Um,
Okay, good.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Maybe you can tell me about that more.
No, I'm just trying to figure something out here. I don't know. I don't know if that's where it could go. All right. So laughter versus applause. So are comics chasing laughs and comedians chasing applause breaks or a primetime Emmy that validate the message?
Um, I don't know if well, I believe that, I mean, they definitely love making people laugh, both. So I don't know. I want to believe that um comic person wants to become a comedian. So it's just naturally something it's naturally gifted to you and you just make it as a career. I guess the combination would be the best. That's how I see it.
Okay.
So I don't think you can actually be a comedian if you are not comic at all. Like that's not something that you can really learn because you either make people laugh or you don't. Sometimes people are just so funny. Some people are funny. No matter what they say, it's just funny. And I feel like if they work on what they're gonna say, let's say if they're gonna, yeah, like write jokes or like say certain things, that's gonna be even more funny. So I really
Yeah.
think that it's a gift. Definitely. I
But
don't think people can become comedian. I think they're naturally born with a gift of like making other people laugh, for
so
sure.
you're saying that the comic cannot evolve into becoming a comedian?
Um, no, I think that being comic, it's definitely something that you must have in order to become comedian.
I see. So
I don't
you can evolve naturally, but you can't learn it, is what you're saying.
I just think that people need to have a gift to and they can work on their talent for sure. I don't think you can learn how to become comedian if you're not naturally comic yourself. If you're just not having it. I don't know. I really think for entire, art, you really need to have that gift. And then, yeah, you gotta
Hmm.
work on that. But you have to be born with a gift. I really believe in
Hmm.
that.
Are we all born with equal gifts as human beings?
No,
Okay. All right.
I don't think
All
so.
right. All
I
right.
wish the
All
world
right.
would be a way better place.
I don't know. That's where I'm coming. Maybe that's because I like to believe in that. That's my delusion, right? That's my
I
Americanism. I'm like, we could do anything we want, and if you fail, it's your fault. That's how I see it. So, comedy
mean,
is commentary, right? I mean, that's just where I'm coming from, right? So, you can make fun of me for that, but that's hopefully you make fun of me for that. That would.
I believe that everybody has some gift, but I don't think that everybody has the same gift. That's what I try to say. And I
I
think that,
understand. No, of course. Uh-huh.
I mean, you really need to be born artist. I don't think you
The
can
only reason
become
why
art.
I'm pushing back on that is because it's like limiting, right? It's not you're kind of stopping yourself from progressing by saying that. Am I wrong? Let it go, bro.
I mean, it will be the same as if I some woman who is, let's say, like a basketball player, let's say, or ballerina, would say, let's say if somebody say to me like, oh my God, like you can become if you want, and I'm like, I'm just, I know that I could never become a basketball player.
All right, I see
I
what you're
could even
saying because
ballerina. It's just
I,
like
I
not
got you on
something
that
that
one.
I'm
I
meant
got you on
to
that one.
it's just no, so there is certain things you can learn in life and you can definitely get better at, but I feel like originally, especially, you need to be gifted for certain things. So we all are gifted, just not for the same things.
Okay, fair
that's
enough. I'll
that's,
stop.
that's my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to find the funny in it. That's why I'm poking at you like that. Okay, so
Oh, okay.
comedy. Yeah, there's got to be a joke in there, right? All right, comedy is commentary. So when does a comedian cross into being a philosopher or a preacher?
Well, maybe when he gets too deep into one subject, I guess.
Hmm, yeah.
Because, yeah, I I don't know, every time when I would go to some comedy show, you would always hear about, many different subjects. It would never be just one subject. So I guess that's more entertaining if you're kind of like, diverse about what you're talking. If you only talk about one thing, or let's say you start preaching, I don't think that's necessarily too funny in the long run. So yeah.
I agree with that. All right, so you ready to enter the multiverse, Nina?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Board game Zoomcast, play versus performance. If comedy were a board game Zoomcast, are you competing as the colorist, adding tone, mood, and shading, or the Foley artist, building punchlines with soundscapes and timing?
Oh, for definitely first.
The colorist? Okay. So
I
then does
guess.
comedy So then does
I'll
comedy
try.
work?
I'll go with that.
What's that say again?
I don't know, but I definitely cannot do the other part. So let's start
Oh,
with
okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. So then does comedy work better when it's painted vividly or when it's orchestrated sonically?
Hmm. Vividly.
Okay. That's consistent. So you like the first one. All right. That does go with your theme, by the way, with the whole visual aspect, which I call black shirt, yellow background, and it's actually navy blue with a white background, right? Do you remember
Um,
wait a minute, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Do you remember the blue dress, gold dress online scenario in 2012?
2015, bro.
This was, you don't remember
um,
this. This, a lot of people are going to remember
no,
this.
can you tell
In
me?
it was an online like phenomenon, the blue dress, gold dress. So there was those blue, well, it's either a blue or gold dress, and half the people would say it's a blue dress, half the people would say it's a gold dress, but it's the same image online. And depending
Hmm.
on if you're a morning person or a night person, you would see the color one way or the other. And
Oh,
so,
interesting.
yeah, it is interesting because guess what? It's the same color as I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing a yellow background with the black, um, with your black, what I call a black shirt, which was one option. But really, what you're saying, it's a blue shirt with a white background, which was the other option for the blue dress, gold dress scenario. So it's actually happening right now, potentially. Let's see what other people say. Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Well, yeah,
this
let's
is
see if
this is for
you're
the
right.
comment. By the way, this is for the comment section. Let's see how people discover this one. All right. So we have a tradition here in the Comedians in Elevators podcast where the previous guest asks a question for the next guest. And the
All right.
previous guest was Unona Terranova. And her question for you, Nina, is: do you believe that comedy grows from the grounds of tragedy? Otherwise, where from?
Um, yeah, definitely. I feel like, yeah, definitely, yes. Because
Okay.
it's all point of view. You can just, cry about it, or you can definitely just, make fun about it. So
Right.
I would always, yeah, I'll always go for positive, definitely. So, yeah, I think that's what people do. Because that's contrast, it's opposite, so you just need to flip it and make it
Exactly.
funny.
So so question: if you were to work on becoming a professional comedian, would you scrounge around in the mud and the dirt and the muck and dig up all the garbage to find the comedy? Well, really, you're finding the
I,
tragedy to grow the comedy
I mean,
through the
my life
gritty.
it's been pretty tragic, so I feel like I would just like make it funny.
Okay, there it is. You
I'll
see
just
now.
probably talk to, yeah,
I guess the
I
gift. I
wouldn't name
guess
people, but I would definitely talk about my life in a positive way, or just like go through
there
all
it is.
darkness but see with different eyes.
Right. So your gift is your tragedy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is.
I would start there. That would be it. That would be your set. My gift is my tragedy. And we'll see what's funny about that. All right. Last question. Legacy. Who gets remembered? Will the comics Tight Five survive time, or will the comedian's cultural point of view be more timeless?
Um, well, I don't know. It really depends from their legacy, and that depends from, how other people gonna perceive them and how they gonna remember them. So I don't think it's much up to you as I think it's more up to, other people and how long you're gonna, keep living in their stories, or how long just the memory of you is going to make them laugh, I guess.
Fair enough. Fair
So,
enough. So, well,
yeah.
Nina, where can everybody find you online?
Oh God. So I've been very much social and social media since the beginning of social media, all the way up to 3 months ago. And then I went antisocial. So
Now we got the set working. I'm a very social person. Then I went antisocial. Please continue. Sorry for heckling.
yeah, I don't know. I just I totally went to, like living the complete like paradox of everything that I was and living my whole life. So I'm still on social media. People can find me definitely on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm on X, and I have um, God, I have it all actually. I'm just not really using any of my social media since May, and I think I should come back, but I kind of want to come back once when I'm back in Los Angeles, so I can once when I start working on acting again, because currently my life is really boring. I'm just working in a law office, and it's nothing real. There's nothing comic about it. There's no comedy in my life, just a
Oh
lot of
no,
paperwork,
a lot of tragic paperwork, which you could find. You could find something in there. I hope,
just a
hopefully.
lot of corporate stuff. It's nothing really, la la land about it. So, I cannot wait to come back to LA and keep living my dream. I really
Oh
miss it a
no,
lot, I have to
yeah,
say.
it is La La Land here, especially with
I
the homeless
know, I miss
people
it.
on some
Oh,
mythical narcotics that make them think they're in outer space. But with
but I
that
gotta tell
positive
you
note,
something. I'm sorry
please.
for interrupting. Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm in Europe and there's no homeless people here, but
mm,
because it's so cold that you
yeah,
can literally die if you're homeless.
yeah.
So I feel like LA is the best place to be homeless, and maybe the only one place in the world where you can be homeless, because it's always nice and sunny. So You know, they're very lucky to be homeless in LA.
Yeah, we know it's the
This is
magnet
not
for a
funny.
reason. No, well, it's also true. I mean, it's a fact. That's why everyone comes here for any reason at all, and it's the weather. Well,
Well,
Nina,
yeah.
right? So, Nina, thank you so much for being my guest, and for everyone, please like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.
Thank you so much.